If you want to know the secrets of existence and the true meaning of life, I can't help you. But if you want some book recommendations, why not try reading the ones I wrote? If you're a fan of giant monster mayhem and anime weirdness, why not try Operation Red Dragon: The Daikaiju Wars Part 1? If horror is more your style, you can't go wrong with The Occult Mafia. Those who enjoy their fantasy with a dark twist may be interested in Emerald of Maddox City. And if you're interested in shared universes, why not read all three? Hop on down to the description for links to all 3 books on Amazon. Enjoy whichever ones you read, and enjoy the video. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am the Omni viewer, and there's been a recent bit of Godzilla news that has left people kinda confused. As you may have heard, Godzilla Singular Point, the new anime featuring Godzilla, is currently airing in Japan, and it won't be airing in America until June. But people have been watching it all the same, thanks to VPNs and whatnot. Now, ever since we got that first trailer for Singular Point, we've known 2 things. First of all, there were going to be a lot of classic kaiju other than Godzilla showing up, many of which had not been seen in a very long time. And second, all of the monsters were going to be very drastically redesigned. Some of them were in fact so redesigned that we had to wonder if maybe they weren't actually classic monsters, but instead could potentially have been new monsters. Since that initial trailer debuted, a lot of people have been thinking that this creature is Titanosaurus. Which makes sense, even though it is a drastic new redesign more akin to a Mosasaurus than a typical walking on 2 legs old school dinosaur. It has the same color as Titanosaurus, it has a lot of recognizable features that we would associate with Titanosaurus, and those who have seen the series even say that it has Titanosaurus's iconic warbling. So a lot of us have been calling it Titanosaurus. I've also been thinking it's Titanosaurus, but always made sure to do the little caveat that maybe it's not, maybe it's something new. And it is. Thanks to the reveal of the Bandai figures, we now know that this creature is not actually called Titanosaurus, but is in fact Godzilla aquatilus. Yes, this creature, which for all intents and purposes appears to be a redesigned Titanosaurus, is instead being identified as a subspecies of Godzilla, with the attached name Aquatilus being used to separate it from the other Godzilla, whose official name is Godzilla Ultima. And this has a lot of people confused. I mean, if it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, you would assume it's a duck, so why are we instead saying it's not? Why aren't we calling this Titanosaurus when for all intents and purposes it would appear to be? Well, as far as I've been able to tell, at this point, nobody has a clue. All we can really do is speculate, and as far as I can tell, there are 3 possibilities. The first possibility is that there's some sort of story-related reason as to why this creature is not Titanosaurus, and that just has yet to be revealed. Which I think is possible. It could still potentially happen at this point. Though whether or not that explanation is a result of not being able to use Titanosaurus or the result of planning in advance for it not to be Titanosaurus, I wouldn't know. The second possibility is the Mechagodzilla City explanation, which is that maybe these people actually don't care and they're just slapping names and designs around however they please without really knowing or understanding what they're working with. I don't want to believe that's the case, and those who have seen the series at this point assure me that it is worth watching and far better than the anime trilogy, but I reserve full judgment at this point, so I can't completely rule that out, though I don't necessarily think that's the strongest possibility. The third possibility that I've seen floating around is that it's somehow a rights issue, though what exactly the rights issue is, I wouldn't be able to know, because, again, it's just speculation. Nobody who's actually suggesting that as a possibility has any sort of insider information as to what's going on at Toho or with Studio Bones. The rights issue could be anyone's guess. It could be something that's preventing Studio Bones from using the character, so instead they just made something that's legally distinct but still recognizable if you're a longtime fan. So you can have all these recognizable features of Titanosaurus without actually having it be Titanosaurus. Though why they wouldn't be able to get the rights to Titanosaurus when they've bothered getting the rights to Rodan and Gabara and Jet Jaguar and Manda and all these other kaiju that are showing up, I wouldn't be able to tell you. Maybe they only had so much money for licensing or so much leverage with the negotiations, and for some reason Titanosaurus wound up on the chopping block because things didn't quite go the way somebody had planned. Again, it's all speculation. The other possibility, of course, if it is a rights issue, is that it could be something on Toho's end, which is preventing them from actually using Titanosaurus by that name. It is possible that the trademark for Titanosaurus lapsed at some point when no one was looking. It wouldn't be the first time, because actually the trademark for Zilla has also lapsed. That happened without much fanfare, but it's true. Toho no longer bears the Zilla trademark. It's simply trademarked under Godzilla as it originally was. The reason, of course, being that there's now a new American Godzilla on the block, that guy, and Toho realizes everyone's going to care about that one now. Nobody really cares about Zilla anymore, so what's the point in even making the distinction? So they just let that quietly fade away, and now they just maintain it as a Godzilla trademark so they can keep getting royalties from the '98 movie, and occasionally put out some sort of little collectible or magazine or something that features the character. And of course, the last time Zilla was seen was also the last time Titanosaurus was seen, so it's possible that enough time has passed that both of them could have expired. And yet, I don't feel like Titanosaurus is a particular trademark they would have let expire. So if it did happen, it was probably an oversight. But also if it did happen, that means they really can't re-trademark it, because for the most part, you're not supposed to trademark stuff that's fallen into the public domain. Sometimes it does happen, but it's not supposed to happen. Again, though, I don't see how it could have happened. And again, it's all speculation. Of course, some people are probably still going to refer to it as Titanosaurus because, well, just look at it. That was obviously the intention. But the official name of this creature is Godzilla aquatilus. Why it happened, nobody knows, but the fact remains that it did happen. And Godzilla aquatilus is the name this creature is stuck with, at least for the time. And if you missed it, I just thought you would like to know. Sorry I didn't have anything actually definite to tell you about this, but again, nobody really knows why this name was applied. All we can do is speculate, and if you have any ideas, feel free to leave them down in the comments section. At this point, anything is possible. Until such time as we meet again, this is the Omni Viewer signing off. If you enjoyed what you just saw, hop on down to the description for links to Patreon, DeviantArt, and all of our social media, as well as links for Operation Red Dragon, The Daikaiju Wars Part 1, The Occult Mafia, and Emerald of Maddox City, 3 original novels I think you'll really enjoy. Thank you all, and we appreciate your support.